I like to do the short-term, long-term goals. The pathway that I've come, I've kind of gone up and down. I haven't gone like, step by step. It's been a really ugly, I guess, journey for me to get here. But yes, I was born with a congenital heart defect when I was a baby and was misdiagnosed.
Hi everyone, today we have one of our best athletes in Australia, Kennedy Cherrington, with us. So she's born in Sydney.
Yeah.
From Perth.
Yeah.
And she plays rugby league, and she used to play rugby union before as well.
Yes.
She's crowned Rookie of the Year for NRLW in 2019.
Yes.
And she was chosen to represent our country, Australia, last year in the Rugby League World Cup.
Yes.
Yep. And this year, she's chosen again to do Prime Minister's Cup here with us in PNG, Papua New Guinea, and she's also the amazing vice captain of the team. Woo! So, we're in for a treat because we're going to talk all about positive mindset and as well as a champion's mentality.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Privileged to be a little guest on, I guess, your little podcast or whatever you're doing here. I'm so happy. I always have time for you. Wait, fun fact before we start, Alvina actually stitched up my face at World Cup and I am forever in her debt. You can't even tell. I had 5-6 stitches in my face and it was split open in the New Zealand game, and she fixed me up in 7 minutes on the sideline. So, yeah, I forever owe her my debt. So, I guess when we speak about goal setting, well, I'm a big person that likes to write down a lot of things. So I need to see it. So I have a visual board at home with just pictures that, like, over the next 5 years that I want to tick off. So I already kind of see ahead what I want to do.
Yeah.
But then when I like to do the short-term, long-term goals. So like I split it up into personal, whether it's work, myself, relationship, and footy. So I like to categorize a lot of things.
Yeah.
People could call me, OCD in that way, but I reckon having them written out, you see it in your head and then you're more likely to actually achieve the outcome. So, examples like this was one of my goals. The vice captain wasn't really on the table, but just having this in my head, and hopefully Pacific tests in a few weeks, and then things like State of Origin, Harvey Norman, all those things, little goals that I have in my head for footy, and then I just categorize them in different aspects of my life.
That's so amazing. Really, really good tip there. Where do you put your vision board?
I have it on my laptop and then in my room, so wherever I go. So
wow.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty cool.
Daily kind of thing.
And it's pretty crazy. So the one I finished up last year, I had for like 3 years, and I ticked every goal off.
Woo!
So it's pretty
Round
crazy.
Of applause. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
And how do you stay so positive? Because like the Kennedy I know from day one is always full of energy, bubbly, positive, encouraging everybody. How do you keep that up, especially when you're faced with like challenging situations? How do you maintain your positivity?
I think I'm just born naturally with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something that's a part of me. And, if someone's having a bad day, I'll, energy shift and be around them and, charge them up. So like, sometimes when people are feeling down, but sometimes at times I am flat, but people don't really see it because I'm always high energy, bubbly.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do go through my bad days, but I think it's just the natural thing that just so energized. I think music stimulates that a lot. I love music, and every time I'm feeling down or flat, like people might not see it on the outside, but in the inside, sometimes going through those up and downs, but music charges me and makes me feel good all the time.
Yeah, right. And thanks for always bringing your positivity, because every time I feel a bit like flat, Kennedy will walk in the room and then it just changed the whole atmosphere.
I don't know. I think it's just good to have that optimistic view. We could go into that victim mindset where we just poor me. Like it's all right to be in that for like 12 hours, 24 hours if something's happened, but it's the way you pull yourself out of that. That's, I think, the biggest thing you could do.
Yeah. Is there a philosophy, like a quote or something that you live by?
I actually do. So, I don't know, it's just something my dad and mum have always said to me, like, the pathway that I've come, I've kind of gone up and down. I haven't gone like, step by step. It's been a really ugly, I guess, journey for me to get here. But in saying that, my mum and dad always, preached, be the hardest worker in the room. And, I might be doing the same work as someone else, but I might not get those achievements and satisfaction from that. So I'll have to work 10 times as hard to be where I want to be. And I think that's just something I've always lived by. And something that's kind of, I think, shaped me since, when I was little, I had heart surgery, just all those little setbacks, and just had to work a little bit harder to get to where I am, which is, I guess, paid off.
Yeah. And for those who want to know more, just a little bit more about your heart surgery, can you share that a little bit with them?
Yeah, so I was born with a congenital heart defect when I was a baby and was misdiagnosed out through my childhood. Didn't have open heart surgery till I was 8, and if you know that sort of space is actually pretty late. I could have died of cardiac arrest, so I think I've just grasped life with 2 hands and with my second opportunity in life, and just given it a crack in any aspect of my life, just jumped at any opportunity, and had to go through being in ICU for a few weeks, few months, just recovering. I got a cool scar down my chest, which I love, and I just love everything about it because it's me, it makes me. And then I think it's just that's been the start where I've gone, I'm really self-aware, I want to do everything at 100% and take everything as it comes with 2 hands.
Wow. Such an inspiration, Kennedy.
Thank
Such
you.
an inspiration. And you're vice captain for this team. What are your leadership approach, I suppose, for the team?
So I've got Talisha to bounce off with. So I've had some experience being captain at the Parramatta Eels NRLW side, which has been tough. So I think I've tried a few different approaches. So you've got your delegator that tells everyone what to do. I think you just have to have the ability to jump out of different types of leadership roles. You can be that friend, that approachable person, but when it's time to, come on, we need to tune in, we need to flick that trigger, you go into that delegate sort of person, yes sir, no sir. But then you've got to have that mix between both, keeping your mates accountable. I really like that attribute. I've seen captains keep their players accountable, because if the captain's not doing it and they're not keeping people accountable, then things like non-negotiables with training uniform, not hitting the markers can slip, and that affects on-field performance because people are gonna take shortcuts. So I think it's just the ability to learn off other captains, I feel like, is really important. So every team I'm a part of, I see how they are and how they are with the team, and just kind of be a sponge in myself. And when the opportunity came for me, I was like, hey, I know exactly how I want to be as a captain. And but then also not letting the VC or the C next to my name change the person I am.
Yes. And you're such a good role model as well. And she lived the talk, not just, she really leads and show people how it's meant to be. So that's amazing. Kennedy, pre-game, what's your normal ritual like to set your mindset up to go for it? Routine.
Routine, pretty simple. Just wake up. I always have my stuff packed the night before, though. I hate getting my stuff ready on the day because it feels like I'm rushing, or I don't know what I've got, what's missing. I like to be prepared earlier. Just a simple breakfast. I'm not really a big breakfast eater, especially with the times we've played this season. It's been really difficult. 12 to 7, it's really hard to prepare. So if it's a later game, I like to take a nap. If it's an earlier game, I still like to sleep in, but then, be firing. But music is massive for me. I always have the over-ear headphones, or the speaker on me, or just music playing in the background as always. I think it just calms me, calms my nerves, keeps me sane, and doesn't make me overthink the game too early.
Yeah, she plays the best music, by the way.
Thank you.
Kenny, to all those people who look up to you, because you're so inspiring, what message do you have for them in terms of mindset and anything in general?
I think just for me, keep being that player or athlete or person who just constantly is learning something, and be adaptable to criticism, and just stay learning in that constant learning circle, because if we're comfortable with where we are, then I don't think we'll ever grow. And that's the growth mindset, actually. It's just being on the go and being adaptable, being a sponge, and just taking everything in and making yourself a better person at the end of the day.
Kennedy, that is so amazing. Thank you so much. I got a little gift for you.
Oh, stop it!
This is for you.
Oh,
it's a positive plush.
Yeah.
Outside of these 4 walls of the hotel is just poverty.
Yeah.
And I believe that education and sports are a way to elevate the social economy.
Yeah. Social change.
Yes. All of the profit, every cent, 100% of every cent from profit is going towards an education for a charity. So
you do everything. What can't you do? This is what I was saying. She is amazing. Can play the piano, is a doctor.
Thank you everybody for watching, and go follow Kennedy on her TikTok, which is
just at Kennedy Cherrington on all socials.
And her Instagram as well.
Yep, same thing at Kennedy Cherrington. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
so much. Oh,
Bye.
thanks, Jacob. Oh, thanks, Jacob, for filming.